Let's do this. Just leaving Home Depot, man. Woo! I was carrying some boxes. That was my workout. That was my workout of the day. No, just joking. I started working out now. I'm gonna look like Brad Pitt. I told you guys I'm gonna look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Look all sexy and shit. Yeah, but I was at Home Depot and carrying some stuff around. Man, I forgot what it feels like to be carrying stuff around. Forget easily, you know? You can forget easily if you're not careful. So guys, those of you who are still thinking about whether you should consign your work or not, give it a try. Don't consign what you're having a difficulty parting with. Okay. Don't consign what you're having a difficult parting with. Consign stuff that you don't feel pressure letting go. Okay, consign stuff that you don't feel pressure letting go. That way you can get the ball rolling. What I mean by that is consign things that don't feel that you spent so much energy, so much time, you know, painting. So many of us are very good at creating artwork, but we spend so much fucking time on it. And that is a problem in certain areas, okay? It's not a problem if you're trying to be Dali and you're trying to get your work into galleries and like big major galleries or museums. That's not a problem. The thing is that Dali didn't just do that, guys. A lot of people are confused and they think that Dali just created this masterful works, this super larger than life, hyper realistic works of art. And that's not what Dali did, guys. That is not what Dali did at all. What Dali did was he created that, but he also babe, I'm almost home. My wife's watching. I'm like, I'm almost there, baby. What Dali did was that he produced large works of art and small works of art, different works of art that were very time-consuming, of course. But he also created a lot of drawings, a lot of different stuff that he could create. Oh, man. See, almost no artist talks about this. And just the fact that I'm doing it, I feel like a little tear is coming out of my eye. It's such a... It may feel like such a... what do we call this? Secret. But it's not. And if you don't find out, if you're not around artists who are actually exhibiting or selling their work, you won't find out. Like that are actually exhibiting, not that have exhibited before, but that are actually making a living from it, or they're actually creating income continuously, not once in a lifetime, not once a year, but are actually creating. Like let's cut the bullshit, guys. Artists that are making a living from it. Okay, if you're not around them, it's hard to understand what it actually takes. What it actually takes. Because if you're not around them, you're thinking, oh my God, like, see, Dali created all these great major works of art, guys. It was for publicity, most of it. And this is what most people don't understand. Just like the Sistine Chapel, you know, it was more of a publicity stunt. Yes, of course, it benefited the Catholic Church, you know, back in the day, still today, but back in the day, it benefited to have the place decorated because, you know, the wealthy patrons were going to be around there and on and on and on. But it also became a publicity stunt for Michelangelo. Just like a lot of the stuff that happens today, you know. I mean, Jeff Koons making a huge puppy out of roses and flowers. I don't know, out of flowers, not roses but flowers. That's not him trying to be like, oh my God, how can I make a living as an artist selling this? That's not him doing that. He's got ways to make a living as an artist. He's got different cash flows. He's got different cash flow strategies. That is a publicity stunt. Him trying to put a big puppy, giant puppy in, well, he did. It's a publicity stunt. You know, him hanging a train, a locomotive, upside down from a crane. It's a publicity stunt, guys. And of course, it's art. No one is saying that it's not art, but it's not. That's not what he's doing every day. That's a microphone with a lot of speakers saying, "Look at me. I'm over here. Write stories about me. Tell other people about me." That's what that is. That's not where necessarily he's making. He will eventually make his money from that, but that's not really where he's making his money from. He's making his money from print, speaking gigs. Every time he goes speak somewhere, he probably gets paid like $100K or more, depending. You know, every time he goes and does a public speaking, he's getting paid a lot of money. He doesn't go speak for free. He probably did when he started. I'm talking about Jeff Koons, or Damien Hirst, or any of them. You know how they always appear? Go Google them, search them on YouTube. You know how they're always speaking somewhere? Someone's paying them to do that. Someone's paying them a lot of money to do that. They become speakers. So the reason I'm saying this, guys, is to kind of shine some light on the thing. It's not bad. It's the business of it. It's the business end of it. It's not bad. See, a lot of artists think that that's bad. Like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. They're not about the art. Of course they are about the art. That's how they got there in the beginning. They are about the art. The thing is that it has evolved to other aspects also of their selves. Just like Michelangelo was a sculptor, and it evolved to doing this huge, massive work for the Catholic Church, you know, the Sistine Chapel back in the day, right? It evolved to this mega work that was not even his line of work. He was a sculptor, not a painter. He knew how to paint, that's for sure. We know that, but that wasn't his thing. So, as artists, what are you missing? When you're not consigning your work? What are you if you're not going and selling your work? If you can't sell your work, or you don't feel like selling your work, or you just can't, you feel like you don't have the time, whatever excuse you got, then give it to someone else to sell it. Consign it. Find a way, you know. I was talking to my wife about it, and I may get into that. I may get into selling other artists' work. I don't know. Still a thing that I'm kind of looking into. But you know, consign it to a gallery, to a shop somewhere, an online shop, or someone who has a lot of eyes, a lot of views, right? So a blogger or something. I don't know. It's endless. It really is just endless. It's just that we're not really thinking correctly. Many of us are just thinking about, oh my God, how can I get into that gallery? It's endless. It's not just the gallery. There's so many opportunities out there. You got to get out of your comfort zone, and you got to get out of your idea of what is possible. By the way, speaking of getting out of your idea of what is possible, I'd like to hear from the people who have purchased my guide, the Craigslist guide, how I made $525 in one day. I'd like to hear your feedback. I've been listening to some feedback from a couple of people that bought it, and it's totally cool. I love that. They like it. They love the stuff that's in there. And if I haven't gotten your feedback from the Craigslist guide, let me know. I'd love to know. I'd love to see, you know, what's challenging you from moving forward, from taking action. Is there information I left out? You know, is there any information that you feel that that's not clear. I want to know that, right? I want to know that. I want to know what or how is it working for you? Or someone told me that it was a life-changing thing, right? That they never even thought about art like that. They didn't think about art as adding up small quantities, right? Like $30 here, $50 there, $100 here. Like there people that someone expressed to me this by itself, it's worth so much more than the $49 that I'm offering the guide for. It's not a book, it's a guide. Because I'm sharing experience that it's very different from what a lot of people out there are looking at selling artwork. Like, most people are like, oh my God, how can I sell prints? Or how can I do this? And it's a much more difficult thing to do. You need a huge audience for that. A lot of people are like, oh my God, if I just go on YouTube and I start doing this, and all of a sudden it's just gonna work. Yeah, if you have, 30,000 subscribers on YouTube, it might start catching fire. It might start working. But what do you do when no one's watching? What do you do when you don't have any viewers on YouTube? When you have no followers, no subscribers? What do you do then? So everybody seems to find a simple solution for something, and it's been my experience that there is no easy fix. There is simple solution, but it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not like, oh my God, I'm just gonna go to YouTube or on Instagram and I had this artist told me one day, not long ago, if I just sell my stuff on Facebook, man, I'm gonna be fine. If I just get my artwork, I take photos of it, like I make prints of it, and then I offer them on Facebook, people are just gonna go bananas. I'm like, yeah, but how many people follow you? He's like, well, I got like 500 people following me on Facebook. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. Like, it's not right. It's not the right formula. You're out of your mind if you think that 500 people is enough for you to sell your prints of your work. Not even the originals, the prints, which is even a more difficult task. A lot of artists out there think that it's easier to sell prints than paintings. But most people don't want prints. They want prints from people that are somewhat famous or that are making a name for themselves. They want the original. Because if they can't afford the original because everybody wants it, then they'll settle for a print. Like, I don't mind having a limited edition print by, I don't know, John Singer Sargent or Picasso or not. Let's not even go that far. By any of the modern day artists right now. I wouldn't mind having a limited edition hand signed print by Kehinde Wiley. I wouldn't mind having a limited edition hand signed print by Kehinde Wiley. Oh my God, that'd be awesome. It's probably, I don't know, it probably costs like $500, $1,000. I don't know, maybe more. Who knows? I haven't looked into it, but he's a living artist, or a limited edition print by Wolf Kahn. I love Wolf Kahn's landscapes, because I know I can't afford the original, right? I know I can't afford the original, or I don't want to pay, maybe I don't know. I don't know what the originals are going for right now, but I know it's not available to me right now. So a print, I'll settle for a print. See, that's how that works. And most artists are like, oh man, I'm gonna take a photo of my painting and I'm gonna make prints and I'm gonna crush it with prints. I'm like, yeah, well that is definitely possible. But you need an audience for that. Right? You need a bunch of people that know you, that see you, that hopefully some of them trust you enough to be like, yeah, dude, I'll buy the print. How much is it? $30, $20 or whatever. Yeah. Right? But if you're talking to 50 people, it's very difficult to be like, oh man, I'm going to be selling prints left and right. It's like, it's delusional. It's delusional. It's what I've been talking about. It's delusional thinking, guys. You're kidding yourself. So I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. What I want to do is shine some realistic light on the thing. Like this is possible, but you need a big audience, and there is a way. There are many ways of grabbing a big audience and going and talking to many people. There are those ways that you can do that. There's many ways. My way is not the only way. All you have to do is Google how to build an audience, and then bam, you start going after that. So I'm jumping like all kinds of things right now. I'm like Prince and Consign and this and that. But no, guys, it's the right formula. The right formula is to get a big audience and then talk to them about what you got, right? Talk to them about what you got, and then that's where sales can start potentially happening. But you got to be real though. You gotta there's all these things that are not said. A lot of artists don't talk about all this stuff. You're going to go and talk to an audience, you got to bring them value first. It's like, I said this yesterday, it's like if you're going to go and meet new people in a neighborhood, right? You go take a little basket of fruit or cookies or something, I don't know, a little pie or whatever, and to welcome the new people into the neighborhood or whatever. It's the same way. It's the same way. What is valuable to a household? Well, maybe some cookies, a pie, a snack, right? What is valuable online? Shout outs, little commercials, right? Because everybody's trying to get noticed online. What is valuable online? What could they be grateful for that you start the conversation with? Information, right? I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube that I'm constantly like, hey guys, check this out, check this out, check this out. I'm trying to bring value. I'm trying to constantly bring value so that when I actually have something to offer, I'm not ashamed of offering it. Right? When I actually feel like I got something really good that it's worth paying attention to, looking at, then I don't have a problem showing it. And this is the right formula, guys. If you're an artist, this is the right formula. You want to get to a place where you're showing people, you're sharing with people value constantly. You're constantly sharing value. Hey, you're an artist. You're getting the ball rolling. You want to learn how to market. You want to learn how to paint, and on and on and on. I'm your guy. I've been there. I've done that. Right? I've done that deal. So I can, if this is the first time you hearing me, you probably don't care, right? You're like, who's this fool? If this is your first time, maybe your 5th time hearing me, you're like, I don't know. But if this is your 10th, 20th, 30th time hearing me, now you're getting a sense of what I have to offer. Now you're getting a sense. You're like, oh, okay, I see what this cat's talking about. All right, that makes sense, right? That's how that works. But I know that those of you, if this is your first time, like, listening to me, you think I'm an idiot. You're like, who's this guy? I don't give a shit about, what this person's saying. If you've listened to me enough, and you're trying to sell your artwork, and you know that I run a multiple 6-figure a year business selling my artwork, and you're trying to sell your artwork, you're trying to create some income stream from your artwork, from your paintings, you start paying attention. You start going, oh, okay, let me see what this guy's saying. Let me see how this guy did it. And if I start sharing some of the stuff that I did for free, by the way, in thousands of videos, in a shitload of Instagram lives, free little consultations, 15 minutes, talk to me on the phone. I'll try to help you. I'll try to understand where you're at and see if I can help you. If I can do that, then then the conversation shifts, right, in your mind from oh, this guy's an idiot to, oh man, this guy could actually help me. You know, this guy could actually have a key, right, for me to keep moving forward. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys. Look, guys, that's what you want to do with people. That's what you want to do with people, that when you're building an audience, you want to be able to do that with people. You want to be able to be help to them. You want to be coming from a space of service. My mother used to tell me, if you can't serve, you don't know how to live. You know, the whole point of living is serving. I still have a hard time understanding it. She was a very wise woman. But she used to tell me this: if you can't serve, you do not know how to live. If you want to make a living, if you want to make a good living, you better be the person with the most value. Serve as many people as possible. Be the one who serves the most. Oh, I love that. Dina says, it's my first time and you're not an idiot. I'm learning from you. I love that. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. It makes me feel a little bit better. But you know, it's like when you first hear a song, you're like, I don't know if I like this song. You hear it again and you hear it again and you're like, I don't know, I'm kind of tired of the song. And then you hear it at the club and then somehow you start dancing to it, or you hear it in their car again and you're like, oh yeah, oh, I really like that. I didn't notice that part. Right? Because in the beginning we don't listen to stuff, right? Most people don't. It just kind of goes through over our head. And we don't start listening to the value after we really listen to it. After we start hearing, we're like, oh, okay, I see what this is about. So, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking to you guys about. Being an artist, you have to first, this is one of the reasons why it's so hard to make sales. One of the reasons it's so hard to make sales, there's actually, I think that there's two ways of doing it. One is cash flow. Okay, you created a huge, like, crazy offer that people just can't refuse, and then you start monetizing, right? You put it in front of a lot of people, and then all of a sudden money starts coming in. Okay, that's one way of doing it. That's the immediate, easy, right? Not easy. It's not easy, but let's call it easy, right? Simple strategy to creating income as an artist. You're a violinist. I'm going to give you an example for instead of art, so that way you can see it from a different perspective. You're a violinist, and instead of being like, oh, I'm going to go and I don't know, charge $30, $40 for people to come see me perform, right? In a public place. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to do it for free somewhere. But what I am going to do, right? What I am going to do is, like, I'm not going to stand in the corner, right? If you're buying onions, you don't need to stand in the corner. Or maybe you do. I don't know. That may actually work too. Who knows? But what you can do is bring as much value to a place where they need violinists, right? Where the music is needed, where that is appreciated. And you craft an offer that they can't say no to, like The Godfather, something that they can't refuse. Something like you want a part in the show, you're not going to charge them. You're not going to charge them the first, I don't know, 3 times or the first 5 times or whatever, something that they're going to benefit from, right? And then you're going to charge, I don't know, only a percentage of the door. And whatever, right? It doesn't matter what the offer is. It just has to be so juicy to them, not to you, to them, that they're like, dude, we'd be crazy if we don't get this guy in. You know, it's the same way with art. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is to bring so much value. Now, not by an offer necessarily. You're not trying to sell something. You're bringing so much value that people are like, oh, it'd be crazy, right? Not to do it with this person, because this person's it's my go-to person. It takes a little longer. It's a little bit more risky. It may take a little longer. It may be fast. For example, one of my mentors talked about the shoe shining guy in the airport, right? The shoe shining guy in the airport. If you shine shoes in the airport and you're charging, I don't know, $5 or $10 a shoe shine, he's like, you're probably not doing well. You're probably having a hard time, right? Outside the airport, wherever. You're probably having a hard time getting business. And I didn't understand this, right? Until he broke it down. He's like, look, there's a lot of people, right? Or the mall or whatever. There's a lot of people, everybody's walking around. But one thing everybody has in common, they're all busy. They're all trying to get somewhere, right? So you're not really offering value. You're actually making them stop and taking money from them. You see? This guy's very smart. You're actually making them stop and taking money from them. You're offering a service, but you're not being, the service is good, but you yourself, you're not being valuable. So how do you fix that? He says, look, if I were the shoe shining guy at the airport, I would give free shoe shines, right? Under 1 minute. Now you're offering value, and yes, you're doing it for free, but because you're doing it at a high pace, everybody's going to be like, oh my God, it's so crazy not to be with this guy, not to sit here for under a minute, have a timer, shoe shines under a minute, and then there's a timer. Why? People are going to start hitting you with a 20 every time, especially the business guys. Everybody wants their shoe shine. Everybody needs to look good, right? Before they board the plane, or they're going to go to a meeting or whatever. They're doing a sales, travel, anything like that. And he says, he says, I bet you people are going to start hitting you with, a 20 bucks, at least $10, but they're going to start hitting you with a 20. Why? Because now you're being the most valuable person right now. You're not taking their time. You're promising them that you're gonna clean their shoes in under a minute, and you're not even gonna charge them. All of a sudden, you became the most valuable person in the shoe stuff, right? I hope that makes any sense. I'm gonna open the gate to my studio. So it's the same way with being an artist. You have to bring so much value. This is what I try to explain in my Craigslist. In my Craigslist guide, this is what I try to explain. Bring as much value as possible. Let them know that it's valuable. It's valuable, and you are not going to try to take anything from them. You're trying to bring as much value as possible to someone who's looking for artwork. This, by the way, was one of the very first things that started working for me. I realized that in order to get people's attention, you need to bring as much valuable as possible to the table. And you need to bring it often. You need to shout out. You need to scream and let people know, hey, by the way, look at here, right? And bring as much valuable to that table as possible. And then people will gladly pay you. People are not going to pay you if you don't bring value. So I'll leave you guys with that. My name is Jose Trujillo. Thank you so much. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.